Well, look, we've got policymakers that are very not in sync. You've got the president saying the economy is very strong. So therefore, you have Jay Powell looking at the future, but saying, listen, president says it's very strong. I see wage inflation. I'm sure that I was listening to Steve Leisman a lot this week. He said, basically that Friday's going to be a very big number. The economy's going to be very strong. And I don't really care about what the economy was. I'm looking at our screens. I'm looking at the inverted yield curve. I'm looking at China. I'm looking at autos. I'm looking at housing. I'm looking at oil. I'm looking at retail. And I'm saying, okay, well, it was good. Nice to meet you. It was good. But the Fed the Fed will stop at nothing to stop wage inflation, just like we had when Volcker saw it. And that's their game plan. And they may do one and wait, but if we have a big number tomorrow where a lot of the big Fed apologists who think they really know what they're doing are going to say the economy is really good. And the yield curve says it's not. And I trust the yield curve. I trust the companies I speak to. They are all kind of the big international companies are all saying, stop the madness. Right. Stop the madness is not where you want to go hire a lot of people.
Does it make you wonder why just a couple of months ago Powell said the economy is almost too good to be true?
Well, see, he wasn't right. He didn't do enough homework. These guys, you're not. These guys are first of all not elected, but they make decisions, and they're now on the mandate of they don't like 3%. They don't like full employment. They think. Well, I had a fabulous guy on last night, Bill Sandbrook. He runs one of the largest concrete companies, and yes. So they are doing a second chance program. Get out of prison. 606,000 people will get out of prison this year, and they need truck drivers, so they hire them. Does that scare people? To me, that's great. I think that full employment is something I've always liked to see in my lifetime with low inflation. Oil. I'm watching Brian Sullivan this morning. He's running around. That thing looks like a really bad convention. It looks like the '68 convention in Chicago. I mean, it's coming apart at the seams. Oil raw costs are coming down fast. I think Jay Powell should say, you know what, I gotta do my one and done because of the people who are saying, hey, it's great, it's fabulous, it's terrific. And then I want to wait. And if prudence is acting rationally and doing 3 rate hikes in this, well, count me out. I'm going to just have to do I have a they know nothing button. I don't even have to talk. I can just hit it.
Today's or this morning's initial sell-off certainly is more, though, not what you're talking about as much as it's the continued concern about the uncertainty, I hate to use the word, that is being brought to bear as a result of what seems to now be the increased tensions between China and the U.S. after what was a respite of, I guess, a day or two after what seemingly was a successful dinner last Saturday night. Then it was followed by people wondering whether, well, what really was agreed to or not. How much can we really believe? Although, frankly, the Chinese did come out and say they assented to the 90-day deadline. For trying to get something done. But this arrest of Huawei CEO is certainly seen as a significant impediment, potentially, or a reflection of the fact that China is seen by some elements of the administration and former administration officials, such as Steve Bannon, for example, who still seems to have some influence.
Former friend Peter Navarro.
As an enemy. And its economic development, which could eventually, and probably will, regardless of what we do, eclipse ours, is seen as coming at our expense.
Well, David,
I don't know how that changes, but what I do know is if you're a CEO and you're planning on spending money and you see what's going on here, you may hold back a little bit. And investors see that and they start to get more concerned. And that just keeps ratcheting up.
You know, I often reference The Apprentice. It's the way we've got it. We've got the Kudlow group with Mnuchin, and we've got the Navarro group with Lighthizer, okay? And one of them's going to get fired, but it's got to go on the whole season. So you can't end the season early like Gene Simmons. When he used, Gene Simmons, please fire me from KISS. He wanted me to fire him because he wanted the season end. No, but David, there was another show that ran for a long time, and that show was named 24. David, it was about one long day, and it was incredible. But David, the day December 1, what happened December 1? Saturday.
What happened December 1?
Yeah, what happened December 1? It was a long day, right? We had a meeting with Xi, and I think right about the time that there was a handshake, someone was arrested, Canada.
Do we know that those...
Some of the reporting suggests that
December 1.
They were...
So we did not learn about this arrest for a number of days.
Yes.
Apparently December 1, that was a long day.
Request of U.S. authorities.
You know, and look, but there is no, just so we know, Kiefer Sutherland was not involved with this. This is actually an actor, it's a president. At the same time that they are making nice, and my good friend President Xi, they're arresting perhaps the the daughter of the founder of the second largest cell phone company.
Yeah, no, I mean, there are
in the
people
world.
in
This is
China
not
talking about it as an act of war. I mean, you've got,
Well,
and then there are
what they're
others who say,
thinking
could you
is-
imagine if it was reversed and it was the CFO of Apple over there who was arrested?
We're in the hostage now mode of the trade war.
Well, they're thinking about the Japanese officials walking down the steps in Washington while the engines were getting fired up on the aircraft carriers to bomb Pearl Harbor, which we always seen those scenes. The scenes of the diplomats coming down from Washington, hoping that there would be a deal while they were getting ready to bomb
It's a
Pearl
little
Harbor.
early probably to know
but
the
I'm
tick
saying-
by tick here and exactly who knew what when and what was actually put in motion.
Well, you've got a commercial break. That's how they often did the commercial breaks, just like that. Are you moving on?
tick,
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 tick.
Chloe,
tick,
Chloe, give
tick.
me those schematics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
right.
like that.
Yeah, what's-
Amazing. And that was long before 5G, but they had stuff coming in
Yes.
at them. It was incredible.
District just used to overrule me all the time. But David, the planes are 20 minutes out.